Here's a simple, powerful truth. Insurance fails when execution fails. Let that just sink in for a moment. You see, the problem in Africa isn't a shortage of insurance products. Not at all. The real issue, the thing that's missing, is insurance infrastructure.
So before we can even talk about a solution, we have to get real about the problem. And it's a big one. We're talking about a deep, deep crisis of trust in health insurance all across the continent.
And honestly, it's a feeling that so many people know all too well. You pay that premium month after month, just kind of hoping you never have to use it. But then the day comes when you do need it. And what happens? The system greets you with a struggle, not with support. It just feels like a broken promise right from the get-go.
Just picture this for a second. You're at the hospital, your child is sick, you've got your insurance card, you've done everything right, paid your dues. But instead of care, you get waiting, just delays. You're just stuck, helpless, while some slow manual process grinds away somewhere in a back office. And let's be clear, this isn't just some minor inconvenience. No way. This is a massive layer of stress piled on top of people when they are at their absolute most vulnerable. The very thing that's supposed to give you peace of mind ends up causing even more anxiety. You know, every single delayed approval, every frustrating hunt for a piece of paper, it just chips away, piece by piece, at the one thing this entire system is supposed to be built on, and that's trust. Take away that trust, and the whole thing just collapses. So this all leads to the big question, right? Why is this so common? Why does a promise that seems so simple consistently break at the worst possible moment? Well, the answer isn't simple. We have to look at the anatomy of the failure itself.
And here's the crazy part, the real paradox. It has become incredibly easy to sell an insurance policy. I mean, you can do it on your phone. But the systems needed to actually approve a claim, they're basically stuck in the dark ages. Distribution, you see, it's scaled. But verification, it got left way, way behind.
This slide just perfectly captures that disconnect. On one side, you have the promise, a slick, easy digital purchase that takes, a few seconds on your phone? And on the other side, the harsh reality, a hospital clerk buried in paperwork making call after call, trying to get an approval that might take days. The two worlds couldn't be more different.
So what's causing this? Well, the problems are systemic. We're talking about manual verification processes, hospital records that are all over the place, tons of paper documents. All of this opens the door to fraud. And what's the end result? A slow, inefficient system that leads right back to that one thing, rock-bottom consumer trust. It's a really vicious cycle.
Okay, so how do we fix this mess? You can't just slap another product on top of it. That won't work. You have to completely reframe the problem. This isn't about selling one more insurance policy. It's about building the infrastructure that makes insurance actually work, that makes it executable.
And that's the core idea right there, executable infrastructure. Think of it like the digital plumbing for the entire healthcare system. It's the connective tissue, the digital rails that let information flow securely and instantly between you, the hospital, and the insurer. It's what finally makes the promise of care real. And this is where it gets really interesting. It all starts with building a verified, structured digital identity the moment you first log in. We're talking about capturing your core vitals, your emergency contacts, verifying your location. This becomes the foundation, the bedrock for a system that can actually deliver.
All right, so let's move from the concept to the real world. How does this infrastructure actually play out in people's lives? This isn't just theory, this is about real impact on the ground right now. Let's take a farmer, say in a rural area, who needs to get their chronic medication. Because the system has structured data from the pharmacy, and because their identity is geo-verified, the claim doesn't need a manual review. Nope, it's validated automatically. And the settlement? Instant. Or how about a trader in a busy city market? They can walk into a hospital and bam, their identity is validated instantly through the system. The claim gets approved just like that. All that uncertainty, all that waiting, it's replaced with simple, clean execution. Now, think about an emergency where literally every second counts. With this kind of infrastructure, the data on your dashboard can instantly trigger an AI-powered dispatch. It sends your exact geo-coordinates to the responders. Think about that. Care gets activated before anyone even thinks about paperwork. And what if you travel? What about moving across borders? For a patient traveling from one country to another, their digital identity is verified seamlessly. No friction. This allows for super transparent settlements between providers.
For the first time, insurance becomes liquid. It becomes borderless. And most importantly, it becomes predictable. Now, the goal here isn't to come in and replace the insurers that are already out there. Not at all. It's about empowering them. The whole go-to-market strategy is integration. It's about providing those digital rails so that their products can finally work the way they were always supposed to.
And for those partners, the benefits are just crystal clear. When you plug into this infrastructure, you get automated claim validation. You radically reduce your exposure to fraud. You get faster settlement cycles. And, maybe most importantly, you can finally offer affordable micro-policies that are actually sustainable.
This, right here, is the fundamental shift. It's moving the entire idea of verification away from piles of slow, unreliable paper and onto a fast, secure digital infrastructure. It's a total game changer. When you boil it all down, it comes to this. This is the foundation. When a promise is actually kept, when a system works perfectly in that critical moment of need, that's how trust is built. And that trust, well, that's the key that unlocks everything else. Trust is what turns a grudge purchase into something people actually value. It's how you build real, sustainable markets that can finally serve everyone. Because at the end of the day, the future of insurance isn't about selling another policy. It's about building a system that actually delivers on its promise. It's about creating insurance that truly, finally, pays.